Hi, thanks for joining us again. This is Mark with Mark Ostler Photography. Today we're going to take a look at an option available when you crop photographs in Photoshop. I'm working in CS4 and I can't say honestly that I am 100% positive this option's available in CS3 to an earlier, but I am fairly confident that it is. So that said, let's go ahead and open up an image here. I've got a strongly horizontal picture here and I want to go about cropping it. So I'm going to come over here, select my crop tool, and at this point I was just cropping pictures for an online profile photo, so I had a 300 by 300 pixel. I'm going to get rid of those and just freeform my crop here. Alright, so let's go ahead and say that that's the crop that I want. I can execute this crop by double clicking or by clicking on this checkbox up here, and there we have the crop. Now what we're all used to is when you crop you effectively delete all the other pixels that are in the image. So when I go ahead and save this and reopen it, those are the only pixels that are associated with this file. As long as I have the picture open, of course, I can go back go back to the original image and choose another crop. So I could come here and decide that I want to do a crop like that. Double click the image and that's what I have. Now let's go ahead and save this. So I'm going to save, close, and now I'm going to reopen that picture, and all I have, the only pixels associated with this file are the pixels that were left after we cropped. So let's take a look at another way to do that, which still crops the image, but rather than deleting the pixels outside the crop area, it simply hides. So I'm going to open this other picture, which is identical to the first, and pick a crop. Alright, we'll just say that that's the crop, and I want to come up here to where it says cropped area, and it gives me two options, delete or hide. Now right now I can't change that selection, and the reason is that these pixels are on a background layer which is locked. So I have to take care of that first. So I'm going to escape here, come to the background layer and just double click. I get a new layer dialog box. I'm going to just do OK. And now I have a layer like any other layer with the pixels unlocked. I'm coming over here, select my crop tool, go ahead and select the crop, double click to activate it. Oh, I skipped a step here. Let me come back. I just Command Z. Going to pick my cropped area and come up here and change the cropped area from delete to hide. Alright, and then double click. Now, if I pick the move tool, what you will see is that none of the pixels in this picture have actually been eliminated. They are simply hidden, meaning that I can scroll this picture all over the place. And better than this, I can save this picture. So we'll go ahead and save this photo as a PSD file, a Photoshop file, which is going to allow us to come back and re-edit that crop later. So go ahead and save, close, and now we're going to reopen that PSD file. If I go now to the crop tool and enlarge the cropped area, because none of the pixels have been eliminated, I can capture those pixels again, and the whole photo is still there. Alright, come in, crop. I don't like exactly how that is, so I'll just move that around. That looks good. And again, I can save this, close it, reopen it, and if I have another purpose for this photo that requires a different crop, once again I can come in, put crop boundaries around and I can even come back and take the entire picture, capture it again. All right. And one other little quick tip, rather than going through and putting a crop box around this to get rid of the transparent pixels that are out here, you can just come up to Image, Trim, and select Transparent Pixels, OK, and you've got it trimmed. So that's a little tip for cropping that gives you a lot of flexibility, both at the time that you're working, because you can select an area that you want, do your crop, and then reframe your picture the way that you like. And you can also come back to that photo at any time after you have saved and closed the image and recompose the crop. I hope you find some creative uses for this. Thanks very much. This is Mark Ostler with Mark Ostler Photography.